What's up, guys? Lewin here at GarageBand and Beyond, back with another Guitar Tuesday. Yeah, Guitar Tuesday. I love making these videos for you guys, and I think that you like them too. Anyway, you know, if you got friends out there that are guitar playing friends, share these videos. That helps my channel grow, and maybe they'll like the fact that you shared something cool with them. So the thing I want to talk about today is, obviously by the title, the fastest way to get better at the guitar, okay? So there's all sorts of scales and techniques and all these different things you can do to get better and better and better. But I think as a guitar teacher that the best way to get better is by practicing not only the things that you need to practice, obviously, but practicing things that are fun to play. Because then you'll want to play it all the time, right? Because it's fun. So what I wanted to show you today is an example of something that I have taught to my students. Shy. I just did this yesterday with one of my students, and it made me think, hey, this would be good for Guitar Tuesday. It's a super easy thing to do. It's based really rooting on a bass line, which is this. Right? So nice, simple, easy 3-note bass line. It's G, A, and C. Right? So the cool thing about this bass line, not only is it fun, it's sort of got like a New Orleans vibe to it, but it is essential that you get your pick strokes correct, right? So let me just slow it down for you. Right? So it's down, up, down, up, up, down, down. Down, up, down, up, up, down, down, right? And I'll make sure that there are some things to read there. That's the first sort of puzzle to getting this right. Okay, so now you've got that, hopefully you've gotten that bass track down, that bass line down. So you can start doing other things that are really good for your rhythm guitar playing. So you're still concentrating on your pick strokes, but now you can add in a little bit of like fun acoustic guitar rhythm, which, you know, serves more or less like ghost notes on a drum. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. Right? So what I'm doing, a lot of the time when I'm doing that, what you're hearing is the separation of the bass notes and the high notes. If you think of them like kick and snare, that might help you, you know, just sort of understand what I'm going for. So in that pattern, it's basically this. Right? So hopefully you can still hear the notes in your head as I'm playing that rhythm, you know. I don't know about you guys, but if you have picked up your guitar at this point and started playing this bass line, there's really no way to do this without being all... It just makes you want to move, you know. It's got that New Orleans... that sort of Cajun jazzy vibe to it, and which I really love, and I know my students all really love, so hopefully you love it too. Okay, so now you've gotten through all of the pick work, gotten the bass line down, you feel comfortable with this stuff, okay? So now you're going to start branching out and learning how to connect the scales. Like if you're watching Marty Music or any, you know, like Justin or any of those amazing guitar teachers, Marty Music, that's my favorite guitar teacher online. If you're watching those guys, they for sure a lot of times they're talking about the pentatonic scales. You'll hear things like the 4-note box, right? So the pentatonic scales are connected, but a lot of people have a difficult time figuring out how to travel in between them and connect them in a way that sounds musical, okay? So that's what I wanted to show you based on this bass line, okay? So you have this bass line going, you got it going, but you know that you got some other notes. You could hear things going on in your head. So here's what I like to do with this. For example. So start to fill in a little bit around that bass line. It's just a super fun thing to do. It means you get to play the bass line, a rhythm part, and you get to take a solo all at the same time. So this is sort of like a triple threat practice technique. It's real fun, especially if you get good at this, just the riff and getting that groove down. It's really fun to play, and then as you start filling in, it just sounds even cooler. So the ones that I talk about a lot, as far as the 4-note boxes that are connecting all of this together, are this. Right? Then we're going to slide up, and another slide, and then it's not as much of a 4-note box as it is the little triangle thing. Right? That is what I want you to start practicing. I would say that most of the time when I teach this, the riff that is the trickiest for people, this one. And I think that one of the things a lot of people do not do that they should be doing is assigning their fingers to frets, right? So if you're playing a whole step, it should be your first and your third finger. This isn't written in stone, but if you're working on pentatonic scales, you should start, just putting your fingers in the right place, right? So if you're playing whole steps, it's first and third finger. But if I'm going to go half step, right, I'm going to use my middle finger. Point of this whole part of this is this. And there's my middle finger, right? And then I got to get my pinky involved. Right? Then you also understand that here's C, right? Here's the chord C, which is the key that we're jamming in. So that's it. The more you get good at, if you get good and fast at that particular run, oops, right? Just get good at that, and then start plugging it into that bass line so you can play around with it more. Basically, here's the part where I just sit here and jam. Okay, here we go. And it's good to work, find those other octaves, and play them. So that's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to show you today for Guitar Tuesday. Just remember, this is my triple threat fun practicing guitar thing. The more fun you can have while you practice, the more likely it is that you're going to practice those things that you need to work on. So if you're looking to work on specific areas of your guitar playing, if it's like just trying to make your fingers better, whatever it is that you're working on, find something that you love to play. Do a little bit of research and find a fun song to play over, or there's all sorts of good jam tracks on YouTube. I think a few of you might be familiar with that thing called YouTube, so check that out. youtube.com, and there's tons of good jam tracks. Some of you may know that I like the Mega backing tracks guys. They make really good sounding tracks and relatively diverse, but lots of good jam tracks out there to play along to, because that makes it fun to practice. And but that's it. If you can find fun things to practice, you're just going to get better a lot faster. This particular thing is a triple threat practicing technique that I've developed, so I hope you enjoy it because there's a lot of fun stuff to do in that is really beneficial for rhythm, for the ghost note things, for pick strokes, and for soloing, all on this one lesson that I just gave you. So, and you didn't have to sit through an hour of me doing that. I did that literally for an hour yesterday, and it didn't get boring once. That's how much I like that bass line. It's just a fun one. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below or join me over on the Facebook page where I am all the time chatting with people. And please check out all my other videos here on GarageBand and Beyond. I've made like 280 something of them, and I'm coming up on 70,000 subscribers, which is super awesome. I'm very excited about that. The channel is growing. It's good. That's it, you guys. Have a great day.